Your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart and soul to it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Simsational Gent. I am your host, Sean C. And today we're going to talk about, I have some very good inspirational quotes from famous people that are successful that we're going to listen to today that I found while I was on the internet. And I feel that, I don't know, I heard those quotes and I just felt energized by hearing them. Now, a lot of us, oh my God, sorry, buddy. Sorry about that. So anyway, while I was out on the internet this week, I found these quotes, I found these videos from famous people talking about things that they use toward their success. And I believe that if we emulate or at least take on the things that they have taken on, then maybe it'll make us better. Maybe it'll help us improve ourselves. And hopefully it allows us to find our purpose and to live our best life. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now. Hit that bell icon notification so you don't miss any future videos here on TSG. Let's go to the comment section real quick. Neil, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. I'm going to get to the shout outs in a little bit because I'm definitely going to shout out my boy right here. But this is something new that I'm trying, okay? So you're going to have to bear with me about incorporating the videos and then me trying to hear what's going on too. So please bear with that production. Normally I'm on point on that, but I've been busy, okay? And after this video, I'm probably going to be loading up a video. It's going to be a little, obviously it's late, but I have today's video coming out. I would have had it out before this live stream, but the reason why I wasn't able to get it out was because it just took a long time to render it. So I came across an article where basically women are looking for prison love. That's right. So that is the next video that's going to come out. Some more good news that I have for you guys. So let's talk about this, especially since, let me give the shout outs real quick for the people that's in my live stream real quick. And I have some great news for you guys, and I have to confess some stuff. So let's do that before we get into these stories and stuff. Today is about you guys. And I hope you guys stick around today because I have a very, very special surprise. If you look in the description section of the chat, there is a link for you to click on and come on here live. That's right. You can come talk to me live, but that's not going to be until we get to that portion of the show. So I hope that you stick around. I would love to have a conversation with you guys. So again, bear with me because I'm doing a lot of new stuff today and I want this to be very interactive. That's what I've always wanted this to be. Okay. Let's get in the chat real quick. So we're about to go to the shout out sections. Let me tell you something. We have the shout out section because it is impossible for me to do this without you guys. If you guys wouldn't give me the audience to talk about the stuff that I talk about, then there would be no Simsational Gent. And so this is an opportunity. I believe what I say when I talk about living our best lives, when I talk about self-improvement, when I talk about all these things, okay? It was almost through losing my life that I learned to live it. And I want to extend that out to you guys, okay? So let's get into the chat real quick. So we got my boy, Neil, I have a story to tell. I'm here, bro. That's right. I see you, man. I see you, bro. Thank you for being here. Everybody check out his channel. He talks about the gig economy, such like that. Then we have Lucy from Brick Girls Go Stateside. The Lucy is back in the house. It's so good to see you again. I know you guys have been dealing with so much over there. So it's so great seeing one of my good friends here. And then we got John and Kara Retired Travels. Well, if you go check their channel out, you're going to see some really good stuff. And matter of fact, I this year in 2022, once my lease is up here, I'm going to see some family and some friends, and then I'm off full-time traveling. That's right. I am about to live my dream, and this channel will become It'll be some of the same stuff that you see, but it'll also be a travel channel too. So I can't wait to do that here in 2022. And I'm just so excited about it. So if you're new here and you're checking this video out, whether it be live or recorded, make sure you go check out these other channels that I just shouted out. They are excellent channels, and you see the support that we get here. And I'm gonna tell you what type of people. That's the kind of channels you want to be on. Okay. So I told you guys, let me get that off the screen. See, look what kind of production value do we have here? I don't have a gaffer around here running around doing all this stuff. Okay. So I had to be real with myself. I don't know how you guys' 2022 started, or I don't even know how your 2021 was, right? Oh, let me go to the chat real quick. I clicked out of the chat. So Johnny Kerr, Retired Travelers, says, awesome. Are you going to RV? Nope, I am not going to RV. That is, which I actually, look, check it out. That's funny you said that, because I have like a playlist on one of my YouTube channels, and it's like van life. So for a while, I was thinking about just selling all this stuff, getting you a van, and just travel and live in the van. But then I saw some of the challenges you have with van life on parking it and just a whole bunch of stuff, right? Certain cities have regulations against people dwelling inside of vehicles and stuff like that. And I just said, look, it gets complicated. Now, being retired military, I have access to the state parks and stuff like that. But certain parts of the country, it's just going to be a little harder to access those places. So as much as RV might be a thing that I do later on in the future if I decide to come back to the States, but I'm actually moving abroad. I'm going to be traveling around to different countries, and I'm going to be doing that full time. So I'll leave for a little bit, then I'll come back, visit everybody, I'll leave, come back, and that's just going to be my life. And you know what's funny about that? I will actually, you know how like when you got to go on vacation, what do you have to do? You have to make sure you can get the time off. You have to save for the vacation, right? And you still got to pay your bills while you're on vacation. So that's normal travel for anybody who's thinking of going on vacation. What I intend to do is sell all this stuff, get rid of it, live a more simple, meager life, stack my money, invest all these good things, and just travel full time. And that's what I want to do. I feel like, well, it'll allow me to get to my financial goals quicker. And you know how you see, like if you got family scattered amongst the states, it's really hard to see everybody because you can only take so many places to go on vacation. But if I don't have a place or a house to stay, it's real easy for me to come back to the States and just travel around and see my family and friends. Hence, even though I might go 2 to 6 months without seeing people, I will see them more often. So the people I don't get to see for years, I'll get to see them at least once a year. If that makes sense, right? So I'm very excited about it. But an RV would be awesome. So as I was going to tell you guys, what I learned about myself in 2021, and let me know in the chat what you guys are. This is supposed to be a very motivational show. So what is the one thing that you guys want to get out of 2022? Let me know down in the chat so we can talk about it before we get to the videos and the clips and stuff like that. This episode is about you guys, and it's about positive, because we'll get to that. Let me see what it says in the chat here. Looking forward to it. Check out our Europe videos, 11 countries. It might inspire you to visit some places outside the tourist spots. Absolutely. And that's kind of what I want to do. Like, I think initially I'm probably going to start off in sort of the touristy areas just to kind of get used to it, because you got to understand, I'm breaking out of a comfort zone. So just leaving and selling all my stuff is coming out my comfort zone. As I get more comfortable, and I've been out of country before, but it's different when you're going on vacation than when this is where I live at. You know what I mean? I'm going to be living in these places. So it gets a little bit different. So I understand that you got to get outside your comfort zone. That's what I'm doing. But I want to make sure I do it in such a way that I ease myself into it. You know what I mean? That I'm still doing it, but I ease myself into it and stuff like that. So And my lease is up in April, so this is done. But we're already into the new year. It's less than 3 months, and I haven't sold a thing yet. But we'll get there. Okay, I read that one. Brick Girls Go Stateside says, "Congratulations, Sean. So exciting that you'll be living your dream." Absolutely. And Lucy, you know, you've been around long enough that you know I've talked about this for a while. We all know that this all got set back for me a while back. But, you know, even though it got set back, it allowed me more time to think and plan. And I still have a lot more planning, a lot more stuff to do before I leave. So in the next week or so, it's time to get grinding on the things I got to do, because 3 months is not a long time, right? And I got to get the apartment down. I got to sell all this stuff, et cetera, et cetera. And thank you very much for that kind compliments and words. Neil says growth. Absolutely. And that's what this episode is about, is growth. And we're going to talk about, I have some great video clips for you guys that I'm going to discuss. That's the logistics part of it, Neil, that I have to kind of do to figure out, because I got to like go over there and listen to it. So I hope you guys bear with me and stick along. I have a bunch of great clips that I think is going to be very inspirational and motivational. We're going to talk about them and get it out there. Neil says, growth in all things I'm associated with. Absolutely. And listen, I think that the best way to live your life is to do it where you're trying to grow and improve. It should always be growth. It should always be improvement. Should always be trying to hit the next level. You know, I think that if you don't feel that way, then you're complacent and you're stuck where you are. It's no wonder people get fed up with their life. They feel like their life isn't going anywhere. I just had a conversation with a friend this week feeling the exact same way. Like she was stuck where she's at, and she's just scared. She's scared to make a move. And we're going to talk about some of that in some of these video clips I have today for you guys. But anyway, let me tell you guys, I got to be real with you guys, especially since you all are content creators. I looked at the analytics and stuff like that. Actually, let's back it up. I had a video and it did really well a long time ago, right? And and I saw the video and I was happy for the success. And I had good comments and I had bad comments. And I think the bad comments, I think they got to me. And I know we deal with that as content creators, where we get people that make comments in the chat and we want people to appreciate what we're doing in our art. And I realized that like it got to me. I just wasn't ready for, like, I think the video had like 4,000 views. And I just wasn't ready for that level. I mean, if you think about 4,000 people plus, it's more than 4,000 commented on a video. It's like a few small cities worth of people that you're dealing with, you know? And it's not that I don't have thick skin. I just wasn't ready for that level of growth. And Neil, you and I kind of talked about this at one point. I said I was okay with growing slow. And at the time, maybe it was the right decision, but it really has held my channel back, because before the end of this year, I started looking at my channel and thinking, like, you know, I'm proud of some of the positive stuff that I've done. And I realized that though the message is good, that's not what gets people on YouTube. And it's not what get people to watch your channel. And you guys have been a great, great support of the channel and helped me out, but everybody has their own audience. Obviously, you have Neil with the gig economy and stuff like that. You got John and Kara, people that's retired and people that want to travel. It's going to watch their channel. They know who their people are. And then they can get people on the outside that want to do that too, right? Brick Girls Go Stateside just has a lovely way about them talking about the differences between their experiences here in America and where they're from, right? And then you have all these facts, and then Lucy does a great job of editing, so it just flows. It feels like a show. I told them they're gonna get their own talk show at one point, right? So I had to be real with myself. I was playing it safe, y'all. I was playing it safe. And I can see the numbers on my channel. I held my own channel back. I did. And I've made a lot of videos since that point. And some did okay, but nowhere near what I was doing before I changed up the content. I hurt my own self, you know, and because I was scared. And then I listened to a bigger content creator. He's pretty popular, Kevin Samuels, right? But he was talking to a group of guys. He was in a live chat with people. He was in a group of people that got their channel taken down. And he said, the thing is, people don't understand about YouTube is that this is a business. And you have to start treating it like a business. And I realized I was treating this like a hobby. So I put out 2 videos since the start of this year. And I have another video that's coming out tonight. I hate putting out videos late, but honestly, it doesn't really matter if you have the right content out, okay? And which I've learned that too, right? Those 2 videos are doing pretty well. They're doing so well, like I used to get about probably like 5 subscribers every 10 days. So I think it was 5 every 10, or is it 10 every 5? I can't remember. I was growing pretty good in the beginning. And then when I changed the channel up, it slowed down. I almost cursed. Got to keep it YouTube friendly. As Neil says, I don't really care, Neil, but I'm going to keep it PC for the moment. And I held me back. So he was right. I wasn't making content people like. It was crap. It's crap content. It's crap. And I had to admit it. It wasn't good. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't what the stuff people wanted. And so now I just like, I don't care. I'm going to say what I got to say. I'm going to treat this like WWE. I'm telling this to the guy, to everybody that's listening, because you guys have been supportive of me. So when you see me go forward, you need to understand that I'm not just doing stuff for clicks, because everything I say in my videos, I mean, right? The advice I give is real. I don't like to give advice. I don't like to say anything that goes against my values or my principles. But this is YouTube, okay? If you want to get people on there, you got to give them a reason to be entertained. And this is, in short, an entertainment channel. And that's what I intend to do. And so those 2 videos are doing well. And I have a bunch more hotness coming. I know what I need to do. I know what I needed to do. I just didn't do it because I was scared of the success. And I'm not scared. I don't care. It's time to grow. It's time to grow. It's time to stop holding myself back. And I held myself back bad. Let's go to the comments to see what you guys are saying. Neil says, agree. I throw caution to the wind a lot. Yeah, man. Well, this was more about doing content than I wasn't, like I said, comfortable doing, but because you know what I used to do. Just dating, relationship advice, motivational stuff. I would go off topic. But those at least were doing well because people wanted to hear that stuff. And had I stayed with it and grew with those topics, it would have changed. It would have gotten better. But I went away from it. And I should have stuck with it. And this channel would already be bigger. Okay? Johnny Kerr says, love Lucy and Julie. Yep, they're amazing, aren't they? The girl's going to say, oh, we love you too, Johnny Kerr. And thanks, Sean, for the lovely words about our channel. Absolutely. I respect each and everybody that's here right now in their channels. Matter of fact, I don't even know what to say. You guys are amazing, and I learned from you guys. But I also had to be real about what I was doing with this channel and why my growth was stagnated. I stagnated my own growth. I was getting subs all the time, and they would have went up exponentially, but I shot myself in the foot. I stopped my own self. Lucy said, Sean, I don't know which videos you were talking about, but I don't think any of your videos are crap. Thank you for that, okay? What I'm going to say is they may not be bad videos. They're just not what they're focused toward everybody. And you have to have a crowd that you look at. You have to niche down. And not everybody, some of you guys may not watch the channel because it may not be stuff that's pertinent to you guys. And I understand that. I still hope for you guys' support, love, care, all that stuff, right? Because we're all in this together. But at the end of the day, I have to figure out like this content is going to hit this person right in the chest. And that's what I got to do. I got to pick my crowd so I can grow this channel, right? And so these videos proved it. Me picking the topics that I just picked, people care about this stuff. And then I was able to still put the same messages that I believe in personally. Check a t-shirt, living my best life, right? Still putting those same messages in the videos. So it's a win-win, right? So you guys will see. Anyway, without further ado, thank you very much, Lucy, for that. I appreciate that. Now, you guys got to bear with me, okay? Because I'm going to try to do this transition so you guys can hear this first video. And this first video is Kevin Hart. Now, if it sounds weird, it's going to be looped a little bit because I didn't have time to clip it down. But you guys will be able to hear the message inside of it, right, when it repeats itself, okay? So let's set this video up. Actually, hold on. Okay, we're at the end of the first part of the clip, okay? So let's check out this. I'm gonna switch over so we can go ahead and listen to this video, and then we're gonna discuss it afterwards. All right, I'm back. Did you guys hear that? Were y'all able to hear that? Let me know. I heard it through my headphones, but I don't know if you guys heard it. Tell me if you guys were able to hear that video. Let me know down in the chat, please. If you guys weren't, then I'm gonna have to figure out why the audio. Actually, if y'all didn't hear it, I know why y'all didn't hear it. Oh, okay. So you couldn't hear it. Okay. So now I know what I gotta do. Give me 1 second. I have to remove it. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to mute my microphone real quick so you guys can see this screen. So give me a second.
Do so much positive thing. No matter how much emotion and feeling you may have or how much hurt you may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't process that and understand that, you're stuck in whatever time period you got hurt forever. Forever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So grudges and anger and negativity, I don't have time for it because I'm living to do so much positive thing. No matter how much emotion.
All right, let me know. Could y'all hear that now? Can you guys hear that? Let me know if y'all can hear that one. It said I was sharing the system audio, so hopefully you guys are able to hear that. If not, I just messed up my whole show. Let me know if y'all can hear that one this time down in the chat. Okay, good. All right. That means yay, I did my right thing. Yay. Sip. I got my drink tonight, Lou. Captain and Coke is normal. I just don't have the fancy glass. All right, let's see what y'all said in the chat. She heard it. Y'all heard it too. All right, great. We're going to talk about it in a second. Let me get to the chat real quick and see what y'all talking about. Creating videos and good content takes a great deal of mental and physical energy. People who aren't creators do not realize the time and energy that goes into each video. Yeah, oh my God. Say that one again. Say that again. Like, oh my God. To try to, come up with content, come up with ideas to be able. I read something that popped up on the screen, like, okay, we'll address that in a second. But the amount of time and the energy, and I'm not monetized in any way at this moment. But I'm not treating this as a hobby anymore. But I still care about, and all of you care about everything that you guys are doing. We care about the people that are here. We care about the people that come and check out our channels. We care about making sure that you have something that you can take away from. And people don't realize there's a mental stress. Like, I'm stressed that my video didn't render in time for me to get it out earlier. See what I'm saying? And is that going to hurt my video later? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm still going to put this video out. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of work. It's very taxing, but we do what we do. You guys heard it too. Thank you, John and Kara. And then we have, Lucy says, I have my sippy cup too. That's what I like to hear. It's always a good time over here. So listen, let's talk about what Kevin Hart said. Kevin Hart talked about when you hold on to grudges. He talked about when you hold on to that emotion from stuff that has happened to you, that it holds you back, essentially. See, he says he wants to move forward. He's trying to get on into the future, and he's trying to achieve things. But you can't do that if you allow yourself to emotionally and mentally be stuck in the past. I just talked about that at the beginning of this channel, beginning of this show. Right? Where I talked about how I was holding myself back. I let something hurt my feelings. Let's just call it that. I let something get to me emotionally, and it stunted my growth. Exactly kind of the stuff that he talked about. And now that I was like, you know what, this is 2022. I'm so close to my goals. If you don't like me, it doesn't matter, because I'm still going to reach them. I'm still going to live my best life. I'm not really worried about what anybody say. I'm just going to put out what I got to say. You can like it or don't. That's okay. And that attitude allowed me to make these videos. And actually, they've been received very well. People said, I had a couple people say, oh, you're going to get some backlash. I'm like, okay, bring it. Let's have a discussion about it. Right? Last thing I'm going to say about this till we get to the next video is I like The Matrix. So there's a new Matrix movie that came out, Matrix Resurrections, and it has mixed reviews. So I was in the chat of, there's a show, a YouTube channel called Matrix Explained, and they do a great job of breaking down the Matrix, telling you things that you may or may not have missed. And in the chat, all I put in there was, you know what? I really like this movie, and I thought it was good. I like that they did certain things. I'm happy. Okay. You know what they told somebody? Well, there's another person who's actually a subscriber to this channel. He just subscribed. We kind of was chatting a lot about it, and I told him about this channel. And he actually subscribed to the channel and even watched one or two of my videos. So here it is. I made a friend through the chat, but then there was another guy saying, well, objectively, you got to admit, it's a terrible movie. That's not objective. Oh, I'll get to that in a second. But he said, objectively, you got to say it's a terrible movie. Well, if you go watch anything, if we go watch the same ballet and you're like, Sean, you have to watch the Nutcracker Ballet. It is one of the most extravagant ballets you will ever see in your life. Okay, it is amazing and it will blow your mind. Now imagine I go to the Nutcracker Ballet and I watch it. I'm like, this is complete crap. Is that objective? No, that's subjective. It's my opinion. Objectively, it'd be something that you have common knowledge on, and the parameters of it says it's bad. And I did not think the movie was bad. So I said, with all due respect, that's your opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. I watched it. I was entertained. Duh. It was okay. It was a good movie to me. And then it was like, well, that's not subjective. That's objective. I'm like, oh my God. And this is what we have to deal with in the chat section as YouTube content creators. People that are in their feelings. Hence, why I'm making the videos I am. Because guess what? People are in their feelings. So if you're going to be in your feelings, I'm going to make content to get you in your feelings. And that is why these new videos are doing pretty well. Because I'm like, I am okay to get up in people's feelings and let them know, look, this is my opinion. You can disagree, put your comment down in the chat. I will have the discussion with any of you, and I will respect your opinion. You know, we can't even talk anymore. Everybody's so angry. Everybody's so angry. Let's get back to the chat. This is about you guys today. Kara says, I've never seen any of the Matrix series. Kevin. Hey, it's okay, Kara. You know what you guys tell me in the chat what you guys think. Hold on, before I get to the answer on that one. Oh my God, what's up, brother? Good seeing you. I hope if you're still here, but great seeing you. Thank you. Go check out this channel, our Godzilla. Go check it out. It's a gaming channel, and he also does movie reviews. This dude has a good channel. Go ahead and check it out. He's another supporter of the channel, and I'm grateful for him. And there you go. But yeah, you know, like, it's sci-fi. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Watching The Matrix is not for everybody. This last one was sci-fi. It was meta commentary. It was a love story. It had everything. Okay. So, you know, if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. Okay. I'm a fan of the series. It's one of my favorite movie series. You know, I'm going to look at it differently. I don't go in there and try to be, what's that, Cisco and Ebert. I'm not a movie reviewer, or not a professional one. And he's like, well, if you're going to review movies, I was like, I didn't review the movie. I just said I thought it was good. I didn't go into detail about the lighting and the this and the that. People are in their feelings on these channels. So let's tap into it. Cheers to all of you guys that are watching right now. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. All right, I'm going to try to get another one because I have a lot of video clips, but I'm not going to be able to get them all. I'm going to try to get some more that's pertinent. So these first video clip sets have more to do with people in your life and feelings. And I hope these things really help you guys out, or at least motivate you to understand who's in your life and who's not, or if somebody comes in your life to be able to just ascertain where they're at. Okay. Let's try this. Nope, I'm not gonna play that one. So I'm gonna skip ahead. All right, let's try this one. All right, let's go to the next one. So bear with me as I switch over to the clips. You guys gonna watch the next one.
Wait, like, if it ain't no value, I'm getting away from you, bro. And that's just that. Like, I don't want to hang out. I don't want to talk. I don't care about what you're doing. I don't care about any of those things, because it's like, for what? I'm trying to do something. We on a time clock. Every day we wake up, we getting closer to an expiration date. You think I have time to play with somebody? I don't. You might have time. So what I suggest to people, cut off anybody and keep moving. cut them off and keep moving, they dead weight. Like if it ain't no value, I'm getting away from you, bro. And that's just that.
Ooh, almost knocked my drink over. Now, we've talked about this on this channel. Please, again, let me know in the chat if you guys heard that one. I hope I did it correctly. I want to do it so you guys can hear it. But, you know, that was a powerful message, right, about the right people in your life. That you have people in your life that you kind of tolerate. And maybe some of you guys don't have that or don't clear it out. But it's still a good message about people that are around you that aren't making you better, that are there and they're almost like the court jesters, right? And especially if you guys are watching this as a pre-recorded video, if you have somebody in your life that, like he said, is dead weight, that they're not pulling their punches, they're not, you know, they're not helping you to grow to the next level, if they're not bringing benefit to what you're trying to accomplish, they're only going to hold you back from success. You don't reach success and try to drag people up at the same time. It's going to slow your success. And I just said earlier about how on this channel, my fear of dealing with certain things was holding me back. And I can admit it. It is the same way. And you guys are going to see here in 2022 from this channel, you're not going to see me hold my punches anymore. I'm not afraid to ascend. And I've already gotten rid of the dead weight off of me so that I can continue to move. And I hope you guys do too. I got a bunch more clips, really good stuff. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, this is so motivational. Oh, this is a really good one. I'm very excited for you guys to watch this one. You heard it? Okay, everybody heard it. Perfect. That means I'm doing it correctly. I really love this one. You guys have seen this actor before. This is some... You want to talk about what he's saying about positive and negative people and how they hold you back? Watch this clip right here. Let's do this again.
So I stay away from negative people.
You're right.
I just walk away from them. One thing I learned in life, you can never bring somebody up if they don't want to go up. You can't. No matter how good you think you are, no matter how much you want to tell them, you can help them. If they don't want to go up, there's nothing you can do.
100%.
But the reverse is not true. Somebody bad could bring a good person down because the negativity in the world is much more stronger than the positive sometimes. And the negative people can bring you down. So I stay away from negative people.
You're right.
I just walk away from them.
Now tell me that was not powerful. Tell me that wasn't powerful. And listen, I've had this. You try to, let me be real. On this channel, I was hoping to, I was supposed to get some help with this channel. There's a buddy of mine that I grew up with that I was like, hey, man, look, you said you was going to be on the channel. What's up? You know, I kept trying to contact him and I can't get in touch with him. If he was excited about helping me out with this, I wouldn't have to ask him. He'd be like, hey, man, what's going on? Somebody that's in your corner is going to hold you accountable. Let me say that again. Let me back that up. Have people in your life that are going to hold you accountable. People that hold you accountable is going to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's the people you want in your corner. And here it is, somebody that I trust wasn't a part of this. They could have been a part of this. Maybe we could have grown this faster. Now they're like, oh, I can start my own. I said, go ahead. Here it is, I'm at 150 videos and it's just now starting to click. Go ahead, be my guest. Not to mention the hours, the multiple hours. See, you know, when I'm done with this, I take time and I study new techniques. I take time and I'll watch videos on stuff I already know. Lighting. You don't even know. Look, matter of fact, if I could turn this, see this? This is a piece of cardboard. So I can deflect the light so I don't have the red on my face like I do on some of my videos. Same way, I have this right here because I learned that you have to diffuse the light. I would diffuse this and make this softer light, but I want the hard light for this type of production. I learned all of that from doing this. Light diffusion, how it works, right? And now I have my theme colors for the Simsational Gent behind me. This is all stuff that I've been practiced. We're not even talking about the video editing, the jump cuts, all the different things that you have to learn as a content creator if you want to take your channel to the next level. And we don't have time to have people that aren't willing to invest in the time that we're putting in. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the chat. This is about you guys. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I understood what you said, brother. I got you. Lucy says, that is a great attitude. I think there is so much power and strength in just walking away from negative people and not letting it bring you down. Listen, I will go further to say another thing that I do. You don't have to necessarily cut everybody off that's negative out of your life. Okay? You just have to know where to place people at in your life. You have to, actually, I'm glad you said that, Lucy. There's another video where it talks about, it's rest in peace to DMX. Okay, it was tragic that he left, but I have a clip where DMX, where is this? Where's the DMX clip? Well, that's not good. I don't know what a DMX clip is. Oh, that sucks. I can't find a DMX clip. Well, anyway, DMX talked about he doesn't, like, you know how people, you might not have people you don't trust. He says, I trust everybody. If somebody was like, well, how can you just trust everybody? He says, because I trust people for what they are. Like if I see a snake, I trust it to bite me. If I see this, you know, a lion, I trust it to hunt me down. I trust people for what they are. I trust things for what it does. And that way, and like I like to say, is expectations. You're disappointed when your expectations for something is higher than what it actually can do, or what it actually does, or what it actually is. If your expectation is too high and whatever it is doesn't meet it, you always feel let down. So if you at least put your expectations on par with whatever it is, you'll never be let down. If I got a crackhead, okay, and that crackhead is stolen and broken into the house and done all kind of things like that, and then I say I let that crackhead hold $100. Hey, I need you to hold this for me, okay? I need you to hold this, please, just so I can get blah, blah, blah. As a crackhead, I expect that person to take that and go smoke some crack. There you go. That, and I hate to use that as an example, but it's the perfect explanation for if I had my expectations too high. See what I'm saying? I'd be trying to find this cursor, but I can't see from this far away. Neil says, I remember that interview, DMX was real. Yeah, he was just saying, hey, it is what it is. Listen, if any of you guys want to be on the show live, in the description of this video, in the description section, there's a link to StreamYard for you to be able to come on the show and for us to have a discussion. But I'm only going to be able to have one person at a time, and I'm going to have to take a moment or two to rearrange this setup such that I can have my headphones on and take the call. Actually, I have my wireless here, so I probably just have to unplug that. I don't know. It's all theoretical. Never done it before, but I'm willing to take a chance if you guys are. If you want to be on the show, click the link in the description. I'd love to have you guys on. Love to have more discussions. Actually, I have a list of questions from like 2 live streams ago that I didn't get a chance to use. Yep. So if you guys come on, it's happening. So, and I found them. So I always keep a notepad and a pen down here because I like to take notes. And if you guys say something that I can learn from, I want to make sure I can take notes and stuff like that because I learn from you guys as well. That's why I want to have these discussions. Iron sharpeneth iron, as the Bible says. So people of like mind, you need to talk to them so you can sharpen each other, so you can grow, so you can be better, inspire each other. And that's what today's episode is about. You'll come on? Let me know. All right. Before you do, but click the link. You can still, I can still, if you click the link, I can still have you in the waiting area. But I'm about to switch from the microphone here to my wireless headphones and see if that works. And then y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me, okay? All right, can you guys hear me? Let me know down in the chat if you guys can hear me. Anybody? Oh. The best thing about our age, 56, we don't entertain BS, drama, etc. We have just so many years left. Sometimes it's necessary to cut some family, friends out of your life to have peace. Absolutely. Can I ask you a question? When you guys started traveling, did y'all have anybody that had any reservations about what you guys were doing? Like, with you guys taking the opportunity to travel? Did anybody tell you it was silly for you guys to go and travel the country and go around? I'd be really interested to know what kind of backlash did you get to having a life where you guys went out and just kind of did all of this. So, and you're right. I'm not quite you guys' age yet, but I am. I mean, I'm old. I retired from the military. I'm a young retired age. You know what I mean? So, and this was always my plan. So I'm very fortunate to be able to do this. So Lucy says she can hear me. Oh, she's in here. Okay, let's see if this will work. All right. I'm very fortunate to be able to do this. So what just happened? Oh, she's in here. Okay, let's see if this will work. All right. I'm very fortunate to be able to do this. So what just happened? Oh, that didn't work.
I had you playing in the background.
1 second. Oh, I lost a little piece in my ear. Let's try this. Let's try this. Why do I have 3 in there? There we go.
Can you hear me?
I hear you fine, but hello?
Hello?
Yes, perfect. All right, good. I was trying to wonder, like, how was I going to make this work? Because normally when I'm doing the show, I don't have headphones near me. So if you guys spoke, I would be able to hear you, but like this might work. I figured it out. So hello, Lucy. Thank you for joining the show. I can't believe it. It's the first time I've actually had anybody on, huh?
I'm excited to be the first guest.
You are the first person. Absolutely. Let me ask you a question. How's the new house?
Oh, it's lovely. Thank you. Yeah. We're so happy we're settling in. We've gone from a 1-bedroom apartment with like 1 living space, 1 bathroom. We now have so much more room in comparison. My little puppy is running around the backyard so happy. It's just lovely.
So she has room to just do her thing.
Yeah, she's loving it. She's only small, but
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, there she is. Oh, she's looking. You know, what's funny is I still have my tree up as well. I don't take it down. I don't take mine down till after Mardi Gras. I am from New Orleans.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we've just been lazy.
Hey, same here. Let's go to the chat real quick and see what we got. So, yes, a friend of 40 years was so jealous, no longer speaks to us. Us too, retired military. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it allowed, look, you didn't put in that time, John, or both of y'all, John and Kara, y'all both put in the time together, actually, and you deserve this, and that's what my uncle told me. Like, you deserve it. You put in that time. People don't know what you go through in the military, the time away, the heartache, the missing each other, the just trying to keep everything together between you and your relationship. There's a lot of things, and dealing with all the stuff at work on top of that, right? So congratulations on that. I look to be doing that very soon. John and Kara says, hey, Lucy. All right. So, Lucy, I have a question for you. I know we're already into the new year. What was the biggest lesson that you learned from 2021? I caught you off guard.
So many lessons, YouTube or just general?
You know what? Actually, I want the bigger overall lessons because I expect to be talking to a broader audience at this point. So what did you just learn? What did you get from 2021?
Well, it's okay if I share something that might be a little sad, but I learned a lot from. My sweet Nana passed away the day after Christmas. And
oh, I am so sorry to hear that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she was just the most beautiful soul. She really was. And it was kind of my first, I suppose, run-in with grief and loss and all of this stuff. And I don't know, I expected to receive the news and just crumble, but I kind of feel, and I hope no one thinks I'm going crazy, but
nope, you're about to say the same thing that I'm going to tell you in reverse. But go ahead.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'll disappoint you now.
You'll see, because your story sounds similar to mine. Just so go ahead.
I just feel her close, and I feel like she's telling me that she's okay. And I look back at her life, and there is so much positive. And there is so much good. And of course, we're all going to miss her terribly. But just the way that she laughed, she had this beautiful, amazing laugh. And I tell you all this to tell you that I think my biggest lesson was no matter how serious life gets, never forget to laugh. Never forget to find joy in the small moments. Because there's always something, no matter how sad it might seem.
Right.
So yeah, that was my biggest lesson probably. And I just feel like even though life feels kind of gloomy right now and sad, there's still little opportunities in the day to find joy. Right.
Wow. So
sorry to hit you with that, Sean.
No. I lost. Everybody get your tissue out. Get your tissue. Anyway, no, that's a great lesson. I lost my great grandmother in 2005, and I became close with my grandmother, my actual grandmother, when I got out of high school and going into the Navy before she passed away. But my great grandmother, I thought that when she left, it'd just be over. And honestly, she had Alzheimer's at the end. And, it was just, she lived a full life. And at that point, I actually felt more relieved for her because we've had that time, but I just didn't feel there was no way for her to continue to go on like she was. Just to be alive, then that's no way to live. And you talked about laughing. You talked about laughter. We recently lost Betty White, and that woman was a beacon of laughter for a lot of people and just living a lively life. And I think that we can learn a lesson from her. She got to live to be 99, right? And now she's gone. But there's a joke that I have, and I think Betty White will appreciate this. But she was, so the cover of US Weekly or something like that had did an issue where they were going to celebrate Betty White's 100th birthday on the 17th of January. And I wound up telling people, I was like, I think they jinxed her. So I was like, I guess Betty White might appreciate that joke. So, all right. So
we did a video about the royal family a while back, and we mentioned it. And Prince Philip would be turning 100 this year, and of course he died just before. And someone commented on the video recently, "You just jinxed Prince Philip."
Are we certain he wasn't already gone? He looked like a corpse already.
I don't think we can take any blame.
Are we certain this dude wasn't already walking dead? I don't know. He was just whatever.
I don't think you can blame the Brit girls for that one.
No, I don't think so either. Unless y'all made him smile or laugh to death, then whatever. So, what kind of obstacles did you face in 2021 when it came to your YouTube journey?
Actually, I related a lot to the thing that you were saying, Sean, about kind of allowing the negativity, because I'm sure it's no secret. We've done a couple of videos on this. We receive some nasty comments from time to time.
I've never read those. Maybe I read them early enough where it's all of us, right?
Actually, they're mostly on Facebook. They occasionally post a video on a Facebook group.
Well, everybody's angry on Facebook.
I know. Well, I can't do Twitter because they're even worse. It's like I'm not doing it. I can't take. But, I think there was a few times when I just felt really down about it, and I'll admit, even a little angry. I'm like, how dare you judge me? You don't know me. All of this stuff. And that's why I think I related so much to your video just now, because I kind of said to Mum, how are we going to deal? Are we going to reply? Are we going to, what should we do? And we just decided not to put any more energy into that, because we've got so much, how much there is to do with YouTube. There's plenty of nice comments to respond to. There's plenty to learn. There's plenty to do. We were just like, we're not going to give that any more energy. I think people are looking for confrontation sometimes, and we decided not to satisfy them. Or, if it's really terrible, there was one or two comments that we reported because they were just awful. But mostly, if people
what the heck? I don't
They're really angry about us.
I don't understand. I don't understand why we're at a time where instead of just saying nothing, that you decide that you're going to take the time to comment something bad and nasty just because you want. I don't know why. Like that, there's no actual explanation for leaving a negative comment. Now, a constructive comment, yes. Listen, I think that you guys talked about this in this way, and it would be better if you did it this way. You may disagree with it, but at least it's constructive. It's something to go, maybe I should look at that. Maybe I am doing that wrong. Maybe people don't like the red and the green behind me. I don't know. But
I think it's really nice. It's kind of.
I you know what? I'm done putting energy into green screen work right now. I'm just the camera quality looks better off the green screen than it does on it. So I'm like, let's just do this, right?
Yeah.
Again, I told you I was making changes in 2022, but I would say based on what you just said, I am personally going into 2022 and I'm just not worried about it. I'm not worried about the negative because I think it was Betty Davis who said that no publicity is bad publicity.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got the quote close. Because on YouTube, if everybody for one video hit the dislike button, everybody, and watched your video, YouTube is going to promote that video because they spent time on that video. So I'm like, game on. Let's go. I'm not saying I'm about to get crazy. I'm just saying I'm just going to put out what I put out. You guys like it or don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, feelings aside, like any type of interaction with your video is good for your video. So we just decided to suck it up and just kind of, you know, as much as you can, ignore it, because ultimately we'd love to see our channel grow, and it does help our channel grow. So feelings aside, it's not a bad thing in that
Right. And you guys' channel has done really well this year. You guys had it was just a point where it just went right, like it just rocket up, right? And so what do you think led to that skyrocketing, that success that you guys saw? What would you say that, because what I've noticed real quick, I'll look at a person's channel that's grown, and all you gotta do is look at their old videos, and it'll be one where it hits a certain number, and then it's way higher than what their number used to be, and then you'll see that it stays there, and then you see that escalation point. So what would you say was the escalation point on your channel?
I think around February last year, we did some Valentine's videos, and we noticed that they were popular. And I think it's because it's helpful when you have something that people either agree or disagree with strongly. Something that's going to divide people. And that doesn't mean you have to say something terribly controversial. You know, it can be something like, I don't know, I don't like American food, you know.
or I don't like Marmite, or what is it called?
Marmite's a great example. In fact, one of our most popular videos is just trying baked beans.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That video is about 7,000 views now last time I checked, coming up on it. It's just him, you know, eating baked beans because he doesn't know how to do it. You know, you do it like this with a knife and fork, and he's cutting it a different way, and people have an opinion on that.
I had an opinion on that baked bean one myself, okay?
I know, it's crazy, but I think if you can find something that it's going to get people commenting, you know, or even just liking or disliking, or even just sticking around is helpful. And, you know, I think when I look at our most popular videos, they're mostly the ones where we say or do something that people have some kind of opinion on. That would probably be my most, when you're thinking about content, purely what videos to make, that would be my strongest piece of advice based on our experience.
And that's exactly what I've noticed too. My biggest video was one that everybody was in their feelings about, and on both sides of the coin, right? So you had Derek Jackson, he's in his car, he's making these videos about how you know, women, you know, men suck. And so he was catering to women. Yeah, all these dudes suck. And yeah, guys, y'all need to lick girls' toes and all this stuff. And then he wound up getting caught cheating on his wife.
No.
So all those women that he didn't sold these books to, they were pissed. Like they were completely like, he made money off of them. So, and dudes were in their feelings too. Dudes were like, oh yeah, oh, you want to tell me I'm not a good dude? And some of the stuff that he was saying was ridiculous. Like he was saying stuff that was unreasonable even for any man to live up to. It just didn't make sense as a man to live up to some of these standards that he was saying. So dudes were like, I can't rock with you on that. You're not for us. You trying to cater to get that money. And when it went to crap, so you had feelings from men, feelings from women, and that video did well. But then I took a lot of heat too in that video. So And in every video after that, I just went vanilla. These last two, the two that I just made this year, starting this year out. Uh-oh. Look, I got to tell you real quick. My bracelet got caught in this, and it was like hanging.
Is that what happened?
That's
For a minute now.
bloopers. Okay, but I hit topics that people were in their feelings about, or like you said, have an opinion about, or they care about. So that's great advice. Thank you. So let's see what Neil says. Neil says, I like your background. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Wow, you already answered that other question I had. Oh, sorry. How was your so in 2021 you said it was gloomy and we're still dealing with some of that gloom and doom now. How is your health and your spirits in this new year or in 2021? Like, I'm trying to find out like how people dealt with their emotions throughout the years, because I think that's a really helpful to get multiple perspectives. Because people don't know, some days you're just depressed, some days you don't feel like, for us, we don't feel like doing this some days. Like, why?
Yeah, because it's very public, and when you're feeling down or sad, it's very hard to get yourself ready, get yourself on camera, present, and especially with us, because we tend to do quite positive content,
Right.
it can be challenging. But I do think YouTube has been a source of strength for me during the pandemic. I think most people in the chat know that I am an actor, and I lost a lot of opportunities because of the pandemic, and I kind of lost my way a little bit in my direction. But YouTube always brought me back to myself because it's a creative outlet. Even though we don't necessarily talk about the deepest of stuff, Mum and I both developed creatively through doing this, and it's fun. Like, I laugh so much doing this. So I think if people are wondering how to deal with their feelings, it's helpful to find something that you love, and that I'm not saying it's never a chore. It can certainly sometimes feel like, wow, there's just so much stuff that we're trying to do.
Right.
But I think it's when you feel like there's something that gives you a really good payoff. Like, we're so proud of almost every video that we've put out because everyone's been a part of this journey. So yeah, that's what I'd say. And also just having people, family, friends, puppies in my case, having people that you can talk to and lift your spirits, even if it's just one person. I think
Right.
it helps in finding that support system around you when you can.
Yeah, and like I predominantly have lived alone, right? I had my daughter around and she and I had our ups and downs, and my uncle is back from traveling and stuff, so he's here. But for the most part, like, I live alone, quote unquote. So I know for people that live alone, you feel like there's nobody out there to talk to, whatever. And if you have any amount of friends, well, let me go to another part to that. At my age, a lot of my friends are married and this, that, and the third. So their lives are completely different than my life, right? Where I can pretty much up and go and do certain things, whereas they have a married life. And I was married. And so I know you're home, you're doing this, you have a routine, you got things to get done, you got to spend time with each other, you got the kids, so I've done that life. And I would say that I agree with you. YouTube, whether or not this did well or not, whether this year I learned a lot, but this year I held myself back, right? I really did. But I still enjoyed the journey. I still enjoyed creating. I still enjoy putting out the stuff that I put out. And I would say going forward, I have a new plan. Obviously, my life is about to change, right? So it's about to be a huge paradigm shift. But I would say that as far as mental health, the one other thing that I did, not this year, but the previous year during 2020, is I actually got counseling. And I know that's not a popular thing to say, but I did, because I just wasn't processing certain things. And and I couldn't sleep at all. And I was like, I got to do something. I'm having these same dreams and nightmares when I do fall asleep. And when I wake up, I'm scared to go back to sleep. Right. So I got to go talk to somebody. So, not to get into mental health stuff, but if you guys have any issues and stuff like that, please go talk to somebody. It's better to talk to somebody. And you have more people in your life than you realize sometimes. Sometimes we're just afraid to go talk to other people because we're embarrassed about that. Hopefully you have somebody in your life that you can talk to about what's going on in your life so you don't feel alone. You know what I mean? So that was actually great. Let me get to the comment section real quick. Johnny Kara says, why? Oh, someone's blocking my screen. Lucy, you and your mom bring us so much joy. I smile, chuckle the entire time watching your videos. I do too. Especially, I did not know that you was an actress there. Actor, actress, whatever you want to say. So I'm going to have to check some of that out. And then, but I will say the one thing that made me laugh recently was where you were in the copper uniform. Oh my God. And look, wait, what was it? What was that rule that you can't do in England? You can't, it's something you couldn't do. Like you couldn't knock on somebody's door and not have a reason.
Yeah, you can run, yeah.
We would do that. We would play that in the hood. We would like knock on the door and run and take off. And you kind of sit and you watch behind. Like, you're like, I see y'all over there like, oh, and I know your mom. Like, oh, I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? So, oh my God.
It's so much fun. And I think it helps us, we don't take ourselves too seriously. There's a time and a place, obviously, to take things seriously. But, we don't mind making idiots of ourselves. And, hopefully it does. Thank you so much, Tara. Hopefully it does give people a chuckle because that's the idea behind most of what we do. And if I could just add to what you were saying earlier, Sean, I completely agree with what you were saying about counselling. There's no shame in it. We need to normalize it, talk about it. I've also had counselling in the past. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And if anyone feels like they need to reach out to someone, then that's what you should do without shame.
Yep, absolutely. And I actually have a video. I have more clips. I did it again.
The bracelet and your notebook just love each other.
I'm taking this thing off now. So I don't know what's going on. I intend to. I have some very good video clips, and I haven't made this video yet. But this channel, I have the ideas. I know where I'm going with it. I know what I'm doing now. I'll see after this third video. Let's do that first. But this one video may not be popular, but it is about men's health and men's thoughts. And there's some videos where I captured some sound clips about men saying what people not hearing them. And so I'm going to put all that together in a video. And again, I hope it gets into people's feelings so it'll bring it to attention. And I'd like to even again talk about me going to counseling, like not being afraid to do that. And if you find a counselor that isn't helping you or giving you the exercise to help you, then find another, but just don't quit, because it does help. Even though I didn't feel like I got everything out of that I wanted, it did help.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried 5 different counselors and it was nothing against them. It was just, for whatever reason we didn't get and I wasn't getting the help I needed. But thanks to the support around me, I was able to persevere. So absolutely, yes. Don't give up if the first counsellor isn't able to give you what you need.
So last question, what do you expect going forward on your channel and in your life? So now like things are kind of opening back up. I mean, you got this Omarion virus. I know it's Omicron, but I love saying I love saying
another one.
It's gonna be some other something else. I'm gonna have to some other name for the virus later. But but as things do start to open up and things have been opening up, what is your plans for going forward, the future?
I hope that Mum and I will be able to do a few more videos in other locations, you know, maybe the UK or around the US. You know, we've always wanted not necessarily to have a travel channel exactly, because I think there's people who do that very well, but just to show, you know, a bit more, because our first videos have been a lot of us sitting and talking because we couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
So it's nice to open it up. We just did one where I showed my apartment before I moved, and Dad showed his apartment, and just the movement of that was really nice and refreshing to edit. So more out and about stuff for the channel, and just more out and about for me, I think. You know.
Well, if you guys do out and about, it still goes with the theme of your channel. Because you could take that situation, so you go to say, hey, we just saw this for the first time or something like that, your experience, you know what I mean? And seeing that and just, you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And I was thinking it might be nice, you know, if we're going to try something like, I don't know, Sloppy Joe's or something that's American, we could go to a restaurant and promote a business and do that. So it's us trying something. Obviously, we wouldn't be too critical or anything, but, you know, do the video, but do it in a way that also supports businesses, or, you know, something like that. I thought would be really cool.
You guys do, like, you all like do these comparisons, and even when something is something you don't like, it's always very classy on how you get out of, like, I'm not gonna say it's terrible, like my reaction to Marmite, like I'd have been like, get it off my tongue, oh, burn it.
Oh, please do a video on this. It'd be too funny.
I'm not eating Marmite again.
I'm gonna keep trying to get you to eat it.
Oh my God. That'd be funny. Be like, hey, you guys, I've been sent a jar of Marmite from the Brick Girls Gonna Say Something, and now I'm gonna try it.
Watch it go viral.
Yeah, right. You're like, please don't do it. And I'm gonna try it all the ways. Put some in some hot water, make a little soup broth. Actually, the best way I might do is to make the broth in the water and then put my ramen noodles in it and eat it that way.
Oh my gosh.
Brilliant. Thank you. So I only do 2 shows a day. There we go. So that's really good. I think that obviously, you know, that this will eventually kind of morph into a travel channel. And I think that by default, there's no way to get around it. However, I think I still want to talk about some of the same messaging. And that's kind of why I went with some of the positive stuff I was doing, because what's the best way to talk about living your best life is to give people as much positive as possible. Because if you don't believe that you in yourself, or you don't believe that you can do something, or you don't believe you have the ability, or you're scared to go ahead and do something bigger and beyond yourself, then you don't get to the point where you're willing to get outside of your comfort zone in your area. You know, I know people that I lived in New York for 4 years, and I know people, I lived in upstate New York where they do horse racing and stuff like that. And there were people up there had never been down to New York City, had never seen New York City. 2.5 hours away and never saw New York City. So that's common around this country, where people are just like, I'm comfortable where I'm at, or I'm scared to go.
Yeah. No, I think that's what's going to be so powerful about you going and doing it, because you do talk openly about the difficulties and the challenges. People can relate to that. You know, it's difficult, but you can still do it. And I think there's going to be something really powerful for people to see that and to think maybe they can support you.
Right. Yeah, I really hope so. That's the whole point of it, to be inspirational, you know, and to be motivational, and just, you know, hopefully you don't have to travel. Like, travel doesn't have to be the end goal of your dreams. You could have another dream of something else. But if you see me achieve something that I wrote down at the age of 17, right, and now I'm doing it, maybe that's going to inspire somebody to go after something that they've wanted to do, that they dreamed of doing. You know what I mean? I just happen to take my goals and my dreams and I put them into a plan form so that I'm always working on it to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what's so great is you give people the tools and, you know, based on your own experience, the tools that they need in order to do the same or like their version of living the dream. I think that's exactly
And
what's
that's
so
it.
great about it.
Right. And that's why, look, you know, living my best life, not your best life. I'm living my best life. My best life. Okay. Oh, thank you. This has been such a great conversation. Tell us, tell everybody about your channel real quick so they know and check it out.
Yeah, it's called Brit Girls Go Stateside. I do it with my mom. We're basically two British people who live in America. We're exploring the culture shocks. We're exploring what's fun. We're exploring what's different and new. And we also give you some fun tidbits, little bits of information about Britain as well. So it'd be lovely to see you on the channel if you ever make it over.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here. I enjoyed this conversation. I was hoping some more people jumped in here. We could have had a big, huge conversation. But you know what? This was the inaugural chat. So I appreciate you. I was a little nervous too. I was like, I'm not as polished. If you guys don't know that's out there, Brit Girls Go Stateside would do interviews with people, which I'm sure do you think the interviews that you guys did, why is the view different than it was before? And there it is. There we go. All right. So do you think the interviews actually help too with the growth of your channel? Because I know it's like you guys went through and talked to so many people. Mm-hmm. So you're exposed to their audience. They're exposed to your audience. How did that help out?
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely connected us with people, more YouTubers. And during the interviews, you would talk about advice and YouTube challenges. So we all helped each other out, and people would be in the chat. They'd be giving their feedback and comments as well. And it was just like this little community around the channel that we would do every Sunday where we could share information, and hopefully it helped everyone's channel grow who came along in some way, shape or form, because people would connect in the chat and they'd go and check each other's channels out, and it was just lovely. We do intend to bring it back at some point in the future, but also just technically like for watch hours, because you need 4,000, is it 4,000? Yeah. 4,000 hours of watch time. Lives are great. Just from that perspective, lives are a great way to help you get your watch time, because people will tend to stick around a little longer if they like what they're watching. So
right.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend lives in some shape or form if anyone's thinking they might like to do it.
So I try to do this almost like a podcast, so that if you don't have time to actually watch it and be a part of it, you know, if you're doing a podcast, it's almost like radio, whereas you got to keep talking, you got to keep going, you got to keep moving, right? So, which can be a challenge at times, but actually, I think I got that part. I can talk. So we all know.
Put that part down, Sean. You don't seem to struggle with that at all.
I don't. It's like, yeah, I can talk. I can do some talking. But live streams. Actually, it was Neil. I have a story to tell. Like, he would do his live streams, and I was nervous to do them. I mean, I'd already been on your channel like twice, and I'd watched some of his live streams. And what I loved about his is he was just talking to everybody. You know, you just come in and he's just talking. And I kind of liked more of the production value, like somewhere in between talking and the production value. And I realized that a lot of people listen to podcasts. So I was like, when I started, I wanted to make sure that it was close to podcast form as possible, which is why, like, you know, I do scripts. And not like I read verbatim, but it's just like an outline just to keep on track. And today I had no outline. I'm not gonna lie. This show is all over the place. No. If I go ahead, this show is all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I've lost control. Yeah, the prison has lost control of the inmates. We're done here. But live streams are great to get that time. Yeah, live streams are great for that. And I think it's a way to also engage with your audience, you know, and I think that, right, especially if you make it more personable. So, but yeah, I will say thank you very much. You've been such a gracious guest. I don't want to hold up people any longer than they have to be, and you've already been here a long time. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And we definitely will be back on here next week. I have no clue what the topic is, nor do I. No, I let the week dictate what the topic is.
Oh, I love that. Keep it fresh.
Yeah, because things happen in your life, and I think it's fresh, but it's relevant, and it just gives you a feeling of what's going on in time, in that period of time, whatever. All right, let's take one last comment. Sean, thanks for a great chat. Fun having Lucy visited. Do more of these off the sleep. Totally agree with you. Totally agree. It's about that time. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to my lovely guest, Lucy. Make sure you go check out her channel at Brick Girls Go Stateside. Make sure you check out John and Kara, travelers, retired travelers. Make sure you go check out Neil. I have a story to tell. Thank you, everybody. And as always, hold on, I'm trying to get this. See, I'm not good with the transfer over, okay? So as always, live your best life.